Hello, fabulous third graders. Today we are going to regroup tens and hundreds. Let's take a look at a word problem. Hector's mom is a train conductor on the route from Chicago, Illinois to Lincoln, Nebraska. It is 557 miles from Chicago to Lincoln. After 278 miles, the train stops at Ottumwa, Iowa. How much farther is it to Lincoln? Well, in order to solve this problem, we need to subtract 557 minus 278. So let's go ahead and write this problem out vertically. Now, when I start with my ones column, I notice that the 8 is greater than 7. So remember, bottom bigger, we need to borrow and regroup. So we're going to borrow 1 from the 5 in the tens column, and we are left with 4. And one of those tens comes over to the ones column, which now gives us 17 minus 8, and that equals 9. Now, when I move on to the tens column, I notice that 7 is greater than 4. And again, remember, bottom bigger, we have to borrow. So this time we have to go to the hundreds place and borrow 1 from the 5 there. And we are left with 4, and one of those hundreds comes over to the tens column. So now we have 14 minus 7, and that equals 7. And finally, when we go to the hundreds column, we notice that 2 is less than 4. So we can subtract 4 minus 2, and that equals 2. So the answer to my word problem is 279 miles. Now remember to check your work. If we can subtract going down, we can add going up. So we need to add 279 plus 278, and we are hoping to get 557. So let's take a look. 9 plus 8 equals 17. Write my 7 and carry my 1. 1 plus 7 equals 15. Write my 5, carry my 1. And 1 plus 2 equals 5. Now, there you have it. 557 is the number that we were looking for. So my work is correct. Let's try a problem with money, money, money. So let's say we have $9.34 and we want to subtract $3.45. Well, when we go to the very right, we see that 5 is greater than 4. So remember, bottom bigger, we need to borrow and regroup. So we're going to the left to borrow 1 from that 3, and we have 2 left over. And we bring 1 over to the 4 to make 14. So now we have 14 minus 5 equals 9. Then when I move on to the left column, I see that 4 is greater than 2. So again, bottom bigger, we need to borrow. So I go to the left and I borrow 1 from the 9. I'm left with 8, and I'm going to bring 1 over to that 2 to make 12. And 12 minus 4 equals 8. Now, when I move on to the very last column, I see that 3 is less than 8. So we don't have to borrow and regroup. We simply subtract 8 minus 3, and that equals 5. Now, don't forget your decimal point and your dollar sign. Now, remember, when we can check with addition, because if we subtract going down, we can add going up. So we're going to start by adding $5.89, and we're going to add that to $3.45. And our goal is to reach $9.34. So let's see if we did our work correctly. 9 plus 5 equals 14. Write my 4, carry my 1. 1 plus 8 plus 4 equals 13. Write my 3 and carry my 1. And 1 plus 5 plus 3 equals 9. And again, I don't want to forget my decimal point or my dollar sign. And when I look, I see that yes, $9.34 was the number that I was trying to reach. So my work is correct.